Hello, everyone. This is Hawaiian Volcano Summary for October 17th, 2024. This week, Kīlauea has been pretty quiet. Earthquakes continue at a low rate around the summit and the East Rift, and more so on the south flank that's seaward of the areas that have been moving recently, including the eruption about 1 month ago. If we look at the earthquake counts overall, they're similar to last week, over this past week. However, on closer inspection, when you look at the earthquakes plotted depth versus time, then you can see that in the shallow zones, many of these earthquakes have actually decreased from what they were the previous week. And in fact, we have a little bit above our usual counts of deep earthquakes from Pahala contributing to the counts this week. So earthquakes are down, deformation is down on a volcano. If we look at the ground tilt at the summit by the Sand Hill Station, we can see the volcano has been gradually inflating ever since the eruption ended around the 25th. And it's done so with slightly faster, slightly slower pulses. But over this last week, it has been gradually and somewhat slow. This is both this blue line, which is the azimuth for the Halemauʻu area, and the green line, which is the azimuth towards the South Caldera area. So in total, you can see that since the eruption ended, we've come up on the order of perhaps a little less than 10 microradians or so. So moderate inflation at the summit. If we move over towards the Middle East Rift and the recent eruption site, which is west of Puʻuʻōʻō crater, where this tilt meter is located. So the green component picks up the signal from that direction. And following the eruption, we saw that there was inflation that had resumed in that Middle East Rift area. A little more, a little less, with a pulse that came in about a week ago. And much of this last week has been fairly steady, if not slightly deflating. So it seems like the Middle East Rift has slowed its magma supply. And in between, if we look at the escape road tilt meter here, it's showing an in-between signal as well. So that's the story on Kīlauea this week. It's still slowly inflating to the East Rift. We're waiting the pressure to keep building and see what develops next. On neighboring Mauna Loa, these are the earthquakes for the whole last month. And you can see there are not a whole lot, but they are occurring at a background rate around the summit area. Looking at the time and depth over the last month of Mauna Loa, you can see that there are all in the shallow regions of the volcano here, with occasionally earlier in the month, these deeper events. So if we look at the monthly rates, we did see a little bit of an increase to 9 earthquakes last week, but it's been much slower and at the background close to zero ever since. So the real picture in the grand scheme of things is better portrayed like this. Over the last 5 years, earthquakes per month are down at their lowest levels that they have been ever since the eruption ended. And that's our Hawaiian Volcano Summary for this week.